Good morning, everybody. Happy One Thing Wednesday number 5. Right now, I'm going to show you some of the things that you need, and there's only 2 things, so you don't have to go crazy looking for anything. The first thing you are going to need is a box. It can be any size box. I have a box like this, empty. If you have a box like that around your house, that will be perfect. And you need something to toss, so something for an underhand toss. I'm using a bean bag. You might have a small soft ball you want to use. You might have a small stuffed animal you want to use, maybe a small pillow, or if you can't find any of those, just find a rolled up pair of socks, which is something that's kind of like a pattern I've been telling you to use for a lot of these activities so far. Once you find those 2 things, come right back and I'll show you the setup for what we're going to do for today's challenge. Okay, if you haven't figured it out already, what we are doing for today's challenge is underhand tossing. So underhand tossing looks like the letter U. So your arm is moving in this motion. Another word for it is pendulum. I know for my older kids, I always ask if they've ever seen the little kind of desk feature where there's the marble balls and you pull one and it goes back and forth as it hits the balls back and forth, moving in a pendulum motion. So I'm going to show you first what an underhand toss looks like, and then I'll explain the challenge. So I have to back up a little bit. The lighting might not be that great, but you will be able to see my arm move. You want to pick your strong hand first. That's usually what most people go with for underhand tossing in any hand skill. So for underhand tossing, the object is in your hand at your hip. You want to have it down low. So I'll show you facing you, and then I'll turn my body to the side so that I can swing my arm in my doorway. So with the object, whether it's a beanbag, rolled a pair of socks, ball, whatever you were able to find, is in your hand. You have it at your hip. What you're going to do is go back and then forward, back and forward. So your shoulder stays down, your arm does not come over your head, and you're just going back and forth as you're moving in this motion. This is just to get you used to the underhand toss. If I face this way, just so you can see me from this angle, you go back and forward, back and forward. So it's this motion right here for an underhand toss. The ball or the object is not supposed to roll on the ground. You want to toss it in the air so that it goes up and then eventually comes down like a rainbow. So for today's activity, we are going to make it a fun challenge. I'm going to have you use your box to try to toss your object into. As usual, I'm going to have a timer up on the screen. What I want you to do is see how many times you can toss the object into the box within 2 minutes. So as you toss, if it goes in, that's a point. If you miss, that's okay. You go quickly to get it. You go back to your starting point, and you keep going until the timer is done. Once we do it from this first distance, I'll explain what we will do moving forward. I'm going to lower the camera so you can sort of see where the box is, right here. I have it about, say about 5 feet from where I am. So I'm using the end of my wall as my starting line. And I want you to try to find a spot that also works as your starting line for when we are doing the first round. That way you know where you will start from every round that we do. Because every round we are going to move the box a little bit further away. So I'm going to do my attempt 2 minutes from about 5 feet away from me and see how many times I can get it in the box, and I want you to do the same. 2 minutes. Watch my demonstration first. I'll even have it fast forward a little bit so that you don't have to watch the whole thing for 2 minutes, and then I'll have you get started. Let's give it a try. Okay, so for my first attempt from 5 feet away, I was able to get it in 20 times. I do want you to realize that doing an underhand toss is a very soft, smooth motion. So if you move your arm too fast, the object might go too fast, or it might slip out of your hand and then it might end up rolling. So you want to go nice and gentle and then release as your arm gets up a little bit, but not too high. So remember to take your time. I know there's a 2-minute timer, but I don't want you to rush through. After you go through your first attempt, which you're going to start in just a minute, you'll see the timer up on the screen. I want you to try to remember how many you get. After you do that for 2 minutes, I want you to back your box a little bit further away from you to make it a little bit more challenging. Then I want you to do it for 2 minutes again. Then you're going to try to remember how many you got for that round. And then I want you to back it up a little bit further and do that for 2 minutes, not 20 minutes, that would be a lot. When you are doing this, you'll notice that the further away the box is, your target is, the little bit more power you might have to put into your toss, but not too much. So I want you to give this a try. It's a fun challenge to do. Hopefully everyone will have a chance to do it, whether you're inside or outside. It is a beautiful day, but my whole outside is soaking wet, so I couldn't really do it. I want you to have fun with this, and when you are done with the activity, I want you to go back into your Google Classroom and fill out the Google form to answer a few questions based on the activity and tell me how you liked it, tell me how it went, give me any information you can. I would love to hear from all of you, and I hope you have fun with this. If you can, get your family involved, your siblings involved, and just enjoy it. Make it a fun challenge against each other. Have a good time. Your turn. Wait for the timer to start. Take a quick break. Grab some water. Move your box further away. Wait for the timer to start for another 2 minutes. Take a quick break. Grab some water. Move your box further away again. Wait for the timer to start for another 2 minutes. Take a quick break. Grab some water. Move your box further away again. Wait for the timer to start for another 2 minutes. Take your last quick break.
grab some water. Move your box further away one more time. Think of how far away you think you can still toss your object. Wait for the timer to start for another 2 minutes. Great job! Remember to go back to our Google Classroom to fill out the Google form about today's activity.